the Gibbed? What is it? Where did it come from? Welcome to another NGRAM 25 video where I will be discussing the TF2 SFM horror series, The Gibbed, by Sentiel. I am going to explain and make my own theories about the series, but before you hear my explanation, go watch the series for yourself. It'll be in the description. Now, before I start, I hope you all like this format of videos from me, for being one of my first discussion videos where I plan to do more in the future with and without TF2 horror. Enjoy the video. Before viewing the first episode, the description simply reads, "At first it seemed like a normal TF2 match, until they showed up," which gives us a mysterious vibe going into the animation. Now starting off the episode, there seems to be a storm rolling into the area. Once in the map, we see a lone blue scout running around the empty map, wondering where everyone is. Suddenly, a scream breaks the silence. Hesitant at first, the scout decides to go towards the source of the scream, which is not a good idea. After some running, the scout stops in front of the source of the scream, which seems to be a furnace, burning one or many inside. The scout, being visibly disturbed, suddenly turns when he hears a groan of some kind. And what's behind him? Well, it's the gibs of a red engineer that's being hung from a meat hook. The scout is now shooken and visibly disturbed, watching the hooked parts slowly go towards him. The scout takes the shot at it with the scatter gun, which all it does is simply make the gibbed engie groan louder than another shot of the screaming furnace. It doesn't take long for the scout to drop his seemingly only weapon and to run out of the area, back outside, which now he's outside feels safer until a gibbed demo arm falls from above, in which the scout encounters another hooked gib corpse, but this time, until it falls off the hook and immediately starts crawling towards the scout, so it doesn't waste time and runs away immediately. After getting as far away as possible, a red demo man calls him over. The scout follows and the two hide from the still pursuing demo gibs. Once the dibs stop, the two seem to leave the area. On to the episode 1 analysis. Already the first episode has some stuff to unpack, starting off with the screaming furnace, which is a possible question: what is going on in the industrial oven? I have two theories of what could be going on, which could be the people who have become the Gibbs, and the Gibbs themselves are clones of the already dead people. Or, in the more supernatural nature, the screams could be the souls of the Gibbed, as their bodies are the soulless husk. The furnace could also just be the creator's choice, which is not fun to analyze. Now with the Gibbed, why are they soulless clones designed of some kind of entity hunting the living people to add to its numbers? Now, dismissing the furnace theory, it could also be people possessed by an entity which transforms them into the Gibbed state, being held together by metal post, which is a question in itself. Who put those in? Was it a mysterious entity or someone working with the entity? Also, how are the hooks just floating like we saw the demo Gibbs do when the scout and the living demo hid? It is the possessed spirit or children of the main entity? This is a good start of the series. We already know what's going on with some mystery with it too. Now let's take a look at the second episode. Moving on to episode 2 now. This time the description tidbits is they can feel everything, which probably says that there's still humans somewhere in the mess of Gibbs. This time, starting off the episode, there is a normal match of a payload going on starting up during the setup time. The match goes on like a normal, as a serious TF2 payload match. It ends with the blue demo man hitting a clean air hit on the spy, with the demo taunting afterwards and the administrating saying, "You failed." Don't know who failed, but it was focused on the spy's gibbed head, so maybe the Reds lost this time. Cutting to later, we get to see the chaos that was the payload match that took place. As the sky falls into another storm, we are still looking at the gibs of the one who died in an explosion, as text flashed over the gibbed heavies saying, "I can feel everything." Then we cut to a hand of someone rose the metal post and started walking back together as the other Gibbedlings also grow metal posts that got cooked after the body was fixed, joining up with the Gibbed engineer and the Gibbed spy. as a surveillance camera watches this unfold. The surveillance camera was watched by none other than the soldier, which means he may hold some significance to the series if it continued. Starting off, how the metal post got in there with the analysis. It's making a new question. It answered the question, but it made a new one. How did the post grow from the gibbed limbs? Which sort of leads me to a new theory. If in the universe it's a curse to be gibbed, almost like once you're gibbed, you have to be controlled by a higher entity that makes you feel the pain of being broken. This also confirms that the possession theory is quite probable. Being gibbed, you are now possessed by a stronger entity that controls you and makes you feel your pain. However, we still don't have answers for the metal floating meat hooks, so I'm still sticking with my original theory. However, the gibbed ones is this mysterious entity only hunting down the red mercs, because the gibbed were all red in this episode and the previous episode. Also, does the weather have to do anything with the gibbed coming back to life? Episode 2 was a good episode, starting it off with a new perspective and answered some questions and made more questions in the making from answering the previous questions. Now let's take a look at the final part of the series so far. Lastly, episode 3, the last episode we have of the series so far, and the longest so far as well, starting off the description of another one found, completely immobile until awakened. Starting off this episode, the red team is victorious in capturing the final point. Right after that, they all leave, seemingly to get off of work. We follow the sniper, who gets into his camper van and drives off, which leads us to a peaceful drive to his location, which is on the side of the road and right next to the forest, seemingly to go hunt because it grabs his rifle when he gets out. We follow the sniper while he finds his hunting spot, and nothing really happens. A bit of waiting after the sniper spots a deer and readies his rifle, but a noise spooks the deer and the sniper fires his rifle, which causes it to bleed seemingly. The sniper is following the blood trail, but it's night now, where he does find the deer, and also a red scout split uncleanly in half, hanging from a hook. The sniper doesn't notice it at first, but it does groan, making the sniper jump, dropping his rifle as it floats to him. Without wasting time, the sniper forgets about the deer, picks up his rifle, and booked it, with the half-scout in pursuit. Running in the forest for a while, getting chased by the half-scout, who seems to be faster than the other gibbeds from the previous episodes. However, after some time, the sniper falls into a horror movie trope by tripping and falling, but doesn't waste time and turns around and shoots it in the leg, immobilizing the gibbed. The sniper examines the gibbed, which is now trying to grab at the sniper while gurgling until the metal post comes out of the still hooked foot to try to find the half-scout, prompting the sniper to get out of there and successfully making it to his camper van. Nothing followed him, but something may have been watching him leave. On to the analysis. This episode gave us a hint of world building, being the gibbed aren't just restricted to the TF2 maps, but can go anywhere with a red merc gibbs present, because the half-scout was red too, just like the other gibbed. We still have the question of how the meat hook floats. I'm still going to stick with the entity theory, and it's been bugging me this entire animation. How does it float? How? However, this could be starting to some gibbed variant the episode, because it gave us the scout that was cut in half, now blown up. Could the variants be having special abilities because the half scout was faster than the other ones in previous episodes who were seemingly exploded? There could be different variants in the future if the installments if the series continues. That is my analysis of the Gibbed series by Shirky, which is a solid, mysterious series that could possibly turn into an apocalypse survival if it gets bad enough. The animation and cinematography is well done with clean animation and solid camera shots. Remember to go support the original character with their content. I'm just doing my first analysis video on this series because I didn't really see it be talked about on YouTube and decided to talk about it myself. Also, how I found this was either the only long-form analysis video I found on YouTube, which I haven't watched yet because I didn't want the series spoiled to me, because the analysis thumbnail caught my attention. Also, I think I also found this through a random short I watched. I do also plan to go back to watch that video sometime that I mentioned. Also, on changing subjects now, I do plan to do this again with more TF2 horror and just stuff about TF2 I decided to talk about. But if y'all could tell me what you thought about the video, and I'll see you then. Just don't forget to like and subscribe, and goodbye. Real quick before I go, feel free to tell me down in the comments if you agree with me on the theories I made. Also, feel free to tell me how I can improve, or what you like about this type of video format for y'all. Alright, goodbye for real now.